Wildcat hockey. There's an atmosphere to this game. The icy chill that hovers in the air. The rumble of dedicated fans against the glass. The sound of metal carving its path. Someone once said hockey was figure skating in a war zone. They weren't exactly wrong. There's an athletic tradition at the University of Arizona. One that isn't deterred by cacti or blistering heat. A tradition of hard work, perseverance, and preparation. A tradition of camaraderie and of school spirit. It grants us hope when times are hard and makes us strong so we can rise to our feet again. This tradition, it lives inside these players, and it lives inside their fans. So join us. We're ready to bear down. And something tells us you are too.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to the final bear down breakdown of the season. Coming off a 3-game road trip, how big were those 2 wins, one against Maryville and one against Missouri State?
Yeah, they're massive. I mean, this is the time of the year where, you're either rotting or you're growing. We've gone through a lot of adversity, certainly went through a lot on that trip as well. I have tremendous respect for John Hogan and former alumni here at Arizona and the job he's done there. That's a really good hockey team, and still spend Thanksgivings with John. So there's no way I was going to another Thanksgiving with a loss. So it was important for me personally as well. But obviously, from a ranking game to go on the road, shorthanded like we are with as many injuries as we had, and to get a win like that in that building, I certainly should give us some confidence going into nationals. Same being said against Missouri State. It's one of the tougher buildings in the ACHA to win. We thought we had them the first night, took care of business the second night. So really proud of the way we're fighting through a lot of adversity.
Speaking of confidence, coming into the home weekend against ASU, Cactus Cup on the line, how big is that confidence being able to build off those wins, knowing that you were, 2 out of 3 successful on the road trip before coming back home?
Yeah, I mean, we're preparing for a street fight. I mean, no pun intended there, Mo State, but this is a rivalry game. It doesn't matter where the rankings are. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what happened the week of. These are going to be, knockout brawl fights. Again, not insinuating fighting, but these are going to be tough battles. Both teams really want to win. There's a Cactus Cup on the line. It's very important to both programs, and absolutely, it's always goal number 1 for us.
Senior night on Thursday, a chance to win the Cactus Cup. Evening games usually get those big crowds. How important would it be, do you think, for those seniors graduating to be able to not only celebrate their senior night, but also lift that Cactus Cup once again?
It's everything. It's, it's goal number 1. Like I said, every year, that's the first thing we talk about. And we've been fortunate to ride that way for 6 years. And certainly we want to keep that going. We don't take that for granted. It's very important. We understand what it means. This in-state rivalry is as good as it gets in college hockey. Forget about the ACHA and college hockey. We know it's important to them as well. It's bragging rights. It matters. And this should be a great series. We know that these aren't going to be easy games. We're preparing for a grind, and I thought that's what we did last weekend. We grinded through a lot of adversity, and this is the time of year where you want to overcome and find ways, and so far we have. But certainly, we know this is a reset and another challenge for us
against an opponent like ASU. It's obviously going to be a group effort. Are there any specific guys that you really liked their game on the road trip coming back in home that you expect to see a lot out of them this weekend?
Well, I mean, we've had a lot of D step up because we've had a run of injuries. Obviously, we've been missing some really important guys, and Ziegler, for him to pop back from forward to D, I think he's playing as good as hockey as possible. In fact, it'd be hard not to keep him in the lineup at D, even if we got healthy, because he's been so good. Hodge was fighting through injury. He found a way to just give everything he could for the team. It says a lot about him. And Langer, I mean, that's who he is. It doesn't matter if he's playing 100 minutes, 2 minutes. He's all about the team. He's everything you want in your culture. And he's awfully banged up. You could see it coming back to the bench, but he doesn't think that way. He thinks about what's best for the team. So you see those things. And obviously, I didn't even bring up TJ. What a great story he's become now for our program. And it says a lot about how you can handle adversity and wait for your opportunities and make the most of them. So we're kind of a cool little story, not the kind we were necessarily like to have written, but, like we tell our guys, it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you handle what happens to you. And I've been very proud with how our groups adjusted and handle these things.
Speaking of culture, a guy who's been a big part of cultivating that culture, Captain Jesse Lowell, who is finishing up his career at the University of Arizona. What has it meant to you as a coach to have a captain like him who leads by example every night?
Oh boy. I've been dreading this day since he came here. I was writing the script last night and crying, when I got to him, of course. It's, I could never fully explain what that kid means to our program. He's beyond a legend. He's been a leader. He's helped catapult this program to another level, and then that baton will get passed on, hopefully. Incredible person, incredible player, unbelievable leader, like the likes I've never seen. Great family. You don't replace guys like that. You just have to work and do things differently. So, I've tried. I understand why you're asking. I've tried not to think about that too much because we've been through so much together, him and I in particular. And going back, Coos, same thing. If you're a captain in this program, I'm probably going to be on the phone with you often, and you need somebody who wants to be engaged. And so it's strange for me to know that, we talk about everything so much in so much detail, and we're building up for all these things that it's strange when it comes to an end, and I won't be peckering his phone as much and trying to get a hold of him. And, that's strange. So there's stories within the stories. And certainly for me, a kid who I've been very close with, it won't be the same not having him here. And so I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can the end of this ride and hopefully send him out the way he deserves to be sent out.
And speaking of legacy, a 6th consecutive Cactus Cup on the line for you and for this program. Can you explain just a little bit about how important keeping that Cactus Cup in Tucson is to you?
Again, it's everything. When I came in here, we were on a 34-game losing streak, and I knew that job number one was we had to reverse, the trend there with ASU, because that's what matters. We compete a lot in recruiting, and it's beyond that. I know what it means to this fan base. You can feel it when we step out on the ice out there. These games are personal. I'm not one of those guys who's like, these are like every other game. They're not. This is a again, the biggest rivalry in college hockey. If we don't come out on top, I'm going to be miserable for a long time. And so we have to come with that kind of urgency, that kind of desperation. We're trying to push up in the national tournament rankings as far as we can. We want to be playing our best hockey. So there's a million reasons outside of it. But when you play ASU, doesn't matter if it's a thumb war, we want to win.
All righty. Thank you so much, Coach.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to the Tucson Arena for this final home game of the regular season as your Wildcats, the Cactus Cup champions, as they secured that victory on Thursday. Garrett, it takes a lot of the stress off a little bit of the heart to know that Cactus Cup is staying in Tucson after that Thursday night win.
Yeah, it definitely does, especially when your parents are here watching you. It's definitely impressive to get that win off on the first game of this rally here this weekend.
Yeah, so for senior night, the Wildcats were able to secure a 6th consecutive Cactus Cup, a huge accomplishment for this program. As Coach Burman talked about in the Bear Down Breakdown, the Wildcats at one point before he came in, a 34-game losing streak to ASU. Now 6 consecutive Cactus Cups as we get set to get the starting lineups for your U of A Wildcats.
And now the starting lineup for your Arizona Wildcats. At left wing from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 22, Connor Ziegler. At right wing from Northbrook, Illinois, number 18, Jesse Lowell. At center from Manawha, New Jersey, number 20, Brody Selman. At left defense from West Dundee, Illinois, number 5, John Shively. At right defense from Anaheim Hills, California, number 6, Ryan Fisher. And in goal from Bridgman, Michigan, number 1, TJ DeMulianeri. And now, fans, we ask you to rise if you are able and remove your hats and turn your attention to section 112 for tonight's national anthem performed by the University of Arizona Pep Band.
So it's always wonderful to have the Arizona Pep Band in the building. Final home game of the season. Truly nothing better than college hockey. And one thing that we have going on is we have a ceremonial puck drop before tonight's game.
Bring your attention to the south end of the ice and welcome to the ice surface the University of Arizona women's hockey coach Caitlin Hogan. Caitlin Hogan will be she'll be the first women's coach to coach at the ACHA Division I level.
So a huge moment in the history of Arizona hockey as Caitlin Hogan, the future coach of our new women's program, will be dropping the ceremonial puck for the U of A versus ASU. Such an exciting development for the history of this program that already has such a storied legacy, as women's hockey will be coming to the University of Arizona. And Garrett, just how huge is that for growing the game, not only in terms of getting a women's team, but also just increasing the exposure of hockey in Tucson?
Yeah, it definitely is a big step in Arizona athletics with a women's team coming to the U of A and really bringing a spread of awareness to hockey in Arizona. There's a lot of hockey that happens here in the Valley.
And especially being able to kind of get some role models on the ice for girls, inspire them to get involved with the game of hockey. Such an exciting moment. We will maybe be able to get Coach Hogan up into the booth at some point during the game to join in on a period to discuss the program a little bit more. But for now, let's focus on puck drop here as the Wildcats get the initial possession as Brody Selman is able to win the face-off. The Wildcats securing a 5-3 victory on Thursday to win the Cactus Cup, and Coach Burman going with a little bit of a jumbled line to start the beginning of the game as he plays the first 5 seniors. But what a terrific crowd here at a 1 p.m. game as that puck flies into the crowd. Hopefully no one any worse for wear, as there is always the announcement before the game to be aware of flying pucks. So we'll have a fan get checked on with a little bit of a scary start to the game for them. But the Wildcats It'll be interesting to see how they come out. Obviously, with the Cactus Cup secured, not quite as much pressure on getting the win. But then again, sweeping ASU at home is always the goal for this Wildcats group, Garrett.
Yeah, it definitely is. Bringing the intensity up to ASU yesterday and getting that Cactus Cup victory.
On Thursday night, ASU did come out and score the initial goal. They had a 2-1 lead going into the second period. Wildcats took numerous penalties throughout the course of that game and really gave ASU a chance, but the Wildcats were able to rally, score a couple power play goals of their own, and it was Nicholas Chioka who scored the power play goal to give the Wildcats a 5-3 lead. And Dylan Walker also scoring along with Tyler Shetland, Brody Selman, and Jack Curley, who got the first one. So depth scoring, 5 different guys all contributing, but the Wildcats, they want to finish off the regular season the right way in front of these loyal Wildcat fans that have come down to the Tucson Arena to watch the best rivalry in the ACHA. So now, behind the net, Hunter Hodgson, he puts a body there into Butler as the Wildcats are able to escape the zone with a couple nice passes. Ari Rossi, who was just a physical monster in that Thursday night game, he gets in on the forecheck. He'll joust there. A big hit along the boards as Newland takes a bump there, and Brody Selman going to work on the forecheck. And for these Wildcat players to get the cheers they do every time they make a play, it's got to be so exciting. So now Ari Rossi, he'll get it back to the point to Langus. Over to Ziegler. Quick shot looking for a tip, and a good save there by Garber.
And the ASU Sundevils look a little bit slower out of the gate in this first period. They came out flying, really taking over the first period in the last game against the Wildcats.
Well, I think a big component of that was ASU knew if they were able to win that Thursday night game, they would be able to set up a chance to win the Cactus Cup for the first time in 6 years on this Saturday game. But with the Cactus Cup staying in Tucson, maybe ASU feeling like they've got a tiny bit less to play for, but both of these teams are incredibly prideful. As Langus gets it over to Ziegler, he'll look for another shot, looking for another tip. So Connor Ziegler, who transitioned towards the very end of the season to defense as the Wildcats' depth was tested on the back end with injuries, he has been fantastic. And speaking with TJ DeMillionaire, Ziegler became his favorite defenseman back there because he's just so smart with his zone exits.
He's definitely a very smart player. Really tries to clear the net, making sure that TJ is not getting blocked by any of the ASU players.
An interesting thing, too. So Ziegler here, patience over to Will Josephson. Ziegler takes a big hit, though, and he's slow to get up. So Ziegler gets looking to get back into the play. Luckily, no worse for wear as he skates off to the bench. Ziegler, not the biggest guy, but plays with a huge heart. It's going to be sad to see him graduate this season. Definitely the penalty-killing expert for the Wildcats. When the Wildcats are on the PK, he transitions back to forward. So defensively, Connor Ziegler, the type of player who just does it all. So now Shetland in to take the face-off against Friesen. They win that one. Quick shot from the point. That one just goes wide from Shively. Another shot from Fisher. That one gets blocked. So the Wildcats looking to use the point. Now a chance for Myers with a quick shot. And Garber, I think, just got a tiny piece of that, but the Wildcats are buzzing right now in the offensive zone. But now a chance for ASU. Down the ice, in on one-on-one. Fisher takes the penalty. We'll see if they give him a penalty shot here. They are, so they're pointing to center ice. And I got to say, I don't mind Fisher taking that penalty because you do have to shut down that scoring chance. The penalty shot's basically the same thing. But now one of the most exciting moments in hockey is early in this game. It'll be number 25, Kennedy for ASU, one-on-one against TJ. This is going to be a fascinating way to get this game started with 17:03 in the first period left to go.
Yeah, and I believe Fisher got a hooking penalty on that play to cause this shootout.
So Kennedy gets waved off. Especially with the crowd in this building playing in the TCC, Kennedy can either be a villain or TJ can be a hero. We'll see how this works out here as Kennedy, he skates in. TJ comes out to take down the angle. Kennedy in, and TJ DeMillionaire with a huge save and a bigger ovation from the crowd. TJ, such a fantastic story for this program as he was not expected to be the starter, and he has stepped up huge, and he'll get a lot of fist bumps from the teammates as he keeps this game scoreless.
Yeah, DeMillionaire definitely read Trevor Kennedy's moves all the way through.
So TJ DeMillionaire with a great moment to begin this game. See if the Wildcats can offensively follow it up as Tristan Swiger. Swiger with a beautiful move in! Puck still loose out in front as Swiger collided there with Jack Curley and they just couldn't get it buried, but Swiger with a beautiful deke there to get the shot off. And Tristan Swiger, another great story. And he has stepped in and been an incredibly key member of the Wildcats offense. That one gets tipped into the zone, so Garber, he'll play it down to Kruk. And ASU just not moving the legs at all at the moment. That penalty shot from Kennedy is about the only thing they've been able to do in the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, defensive breakdown like that is something you don't want to see from the Wildcats, splitting the D on the blue line and racing back.
So ASU has come out very flat here on this Saturday afternoon. Hopefully the Wildcats can take advantage of that. Maybe put up a couple early ones, get the crowd into this game.
Yeah, and it looks like they're a little bit more lax on the points for the Wildcats.
So a quick shot there, and now Rossi with a follow-up chance. Garber paddles that one behind the net. Langer up at the top, looks to get a shot away, but blocked. And that one comes into the corner. Selman with a great job to get in there and puck support. And Dominic Sandoval, number 25, he's drawn back into the lineup for the first time in a long time. So we'll see how Sando's legs are as Rossi jousts behind the play there a little bit. The Wildcats maintain possession. Ziegler gets it over there to Rossi. Good patience there from the Wildcats. Unfortunately, that's just right into the glove of Wyatt Palmer. So ASU, they haven't had really any zone time in the Wildcats' end so far as they look to set up and get a clean breakout, see how the Wildcats read it. And they read it perfectly, so a good job there by Michael Pizzo to read the play, get in the center of the ice. Now a chance here for Will Josephson. Feeds it over to Pizzo and a quick shot. That one just goes wide on a blistering one-timer from Pizzo, but now Brian Erickson works it down low. Pizzo looking for it in the slot. Erickson with a beautiful turn move to open up some space. Throws it down low. Josephson just couldn't get there first. Fisher decides to pinch in and just can't keep possession as Connor Tillman was able to fight that one off his stick. And now Kylie Ram, he'll get in. They look to throw it to the front to Tillman, but they can't connect.
That was a great play by Ryan Fisher, stopping up that play on the blue line to let the Wildcats gain entry into the zone for that defensive coverage.
So the Wildcats have looked very good to start this game, haven't been rewarded with a goal yet, but compared to the start of the first period on Thursday night, a much better effort on this Saturday afternoon so far from the Wildcats. So it'll be Shetland in to take the face-off against Chase. Chase able to win it, but not cleanly, as Jesse Lowell looks to wind up. And we've seen from his highlight footage, when he gets the legs moving, looking for a hit, whoever is in the way better look out and get out of the train tracks. And Myers with a great hit there on Butler at center ice. So the Wildcats just doing everything right except for scoring at the moment, but they're going to have to keep up that solid defensive play as they look to bring it around the net, back to the point to Marchant. Looks for a quick shot. Jesse Lowell shuts down the lane, and ASU is forced to go back to the outside. Hunter Hodgson, he puts his man into the boards. Nice little pass there by Jesse Lowell. Tries to spring Overland, but that forward line needs a change, and the Wildcats will get fresh legs. So right up the center of the ice, Swiger has to delay, almost pulls it off, but Jack Curley just wasn't able to get back on side.
That was a really good play by Swiger, bringing it back behind him and stretching his legs out to straddle that blue line. But it looks like it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, just a tiny bit of timing there. Jack Curley just not able to get back on side. But the Wildcats, they'll dump it down. Garber, he'll touch that puck over to White. And ASU just content to try to ring it around the boards at the moment, really not looking for any clean breakouts. But they don't get the icing there, so the Wildcats will have to defensively recover. Almost held in at the blue line. So Lee, the defenseman for ASU, telling Garber to come out, but the puck just too far ahead of Tristan Swiger for him to skate onto that one.
And the Sundevils are really telegraphing all of their passes into the neutral zone, so the Wildcats are just picking it up and bringing it back into the Sun Devils zone.
So Walker can't connect with Selman, but Walker gets it back. He looks to drop it over to Selman, and Selman just couldn't get that off. But what an incredibly creative pass there by Dylan Walker, looking like he's going to go around the net, and then just a tiny little drop pass to the waiting Brody Selman. And Selman scored a huge goal on the power play on Thursday, connecting with Jesse Lowell to give the Wildcats a 4-3 lead. That was a huge moment in that game. So now Ari Rossi dumps it across to Jared Overland. Nice little touch there into the zone as Sandoval gets put into the boards. Now ASU maybe with a chance for an outlet, but they can't cleanly connect. But for Tillman, that works out well as it bounces off his stick, but over the Wildcats. So now Tillman, he drives the net. Hunter Hodgson puts him into the boards. That actually might have been Lee.
Yeah, Lee's very good with his stick on the ice. He gained entry and got a quick shot off.
So now they look to go back to the point to Marchant again, across the zone. Quick shot there. That one went well and high. No one could really find it. I think everyone thought it went into the netting, but no whistles. So Brian Erickson all over Marchant. He'll just have to dump it in. It'll be Connor Tillman looking to get in on the forecheck all alone against Jared Overland. But 3 Wildcats in support. Nowhere to go for Tillman. And a turnover there. Quick shot, and TJ with a good save as Tyler Kylie Ram gets a quick shot away in the slot. So just a heads up, we will have Caitlin Hogan joining us in the booth for the second period. We'll have her discuss the future of women's hockey at the U of A and what it means for her to be named the first head coach of this program. So now Kylie Ram in to take the face-off for ASU. Good job there by Will Josephson to tie him up. Puck doesn't quite come out far enough for Pizzo, so ASU now another quick shot. TJ fights that off with the blocker. Good hard one-timer there from Kate Olson. Now the ASU looking for a tip out in front. As for the first time in this period, ASU goes to work in the U of A zone, but a beautiful pick there. I think that might have been Connor Ziegler who read that. Yep, it was. So Ziegler shuts down what looked like a good opportunity as ASU tries to shovel it up the middle of the ice, but Langus is there first. Now over to Myers. He gets lined up by his matching 15, Marchant. Great job there by Pizzo once again to just read the outlets from ASU.
Great recognition there by the Wildcats to push that puck back and get the rest of those line changes out so you can get some fresh legs.
So Shetland does a good job to hold that one in the zone. Marchant off the boards. Nice little touch pass there to the middle by Newland. So now a quick shot, TJ with another save. So TJ is getting tested a little bit after a dominant performance by the Wildcats in the first half of the period.
I'm seeing a lot of smart decisions by the Wildcats, though, even after that shot.
Yeah, it's certainly been a solid beginning to this period, much less tense. So actually just got a message from Tanner Harris. Unfortunately, Caitlin Hogan has to attend to some family matters today, so she won't be joining us, but keep an eye out as Caitlin Hogan now right in front of us talking to the director of Campus Rec. But let's focus on the men's game at the moment. The women's team is coming next season, so keep an eye on our social media for all announcements about that. I'm sure we'll have some interviews with Coach Hogan coming out to explain the program a bit more, but now John Shively working with Fisher behind the net. Lowell takes a hard bump from White, but now a 2-on-1 for Selman. Selman across, and they score! What patience by Brody Selman on a delayed penalty, and Dylan Walker buries it as the Tucson Arena erupts halfway through the first period.
And it just looks like the Sundevils gave up on that play after seeing that head ref's hand up.
And Brody Selman, just with so much time and space, waits out Garber, who had absolutely no chance with Walker on the back door. So a great connection there to begin this game, and the Wildcats get the start they were looking for. And ASU has looked a little bit deflated already. And one interesting thing about the ACHA is that when you score on a delayed penalty, the penalty still is incurred. So the Wildcats score on a delayed penalty, and now they go right onto the power play. So a chance for the Wildcats to possibly go up by 2 very early in this period.
Yeah, definitely exciting first period here on both sides.
The Wildcats have certainly been the dominant team, and like I said, roles reversed after ASU came out flying on Thursday. This Saturday afternoon game, the Wildcats seem much
Arizona
more prepared.
Wildcat goal! Scored by number 16, Dylan Walker! Assist by 14, Jarrett Overland, and number 18, Jesse Lowell. Time of the goal, 9:45. Wildcat goal, scored by number 16, Dylan Walker. Assist by 14, Jarrett Overland, and number 18, Jesse Lowell. Time of the goal, 9:45.
So Swigert gets in there, and Brody Selman doesn't get the announcement, but I promise you Brody Selman did assist on that goal. Shetland, he pulls it out of the pile. Now Chioka, he waits. Over, quick shot. Garber has to fight that one off as that hit his shoulder.
That was a great decision right there.
White, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 9:45. Putting the Wild.
So it's White with the cross-checking penalty. Now Nicholas Chioka, who was the power play hero on Thursday, he looks to break it out through the center ice. Drop pass back to Dylan Walker. Nice move there by Walker, but a better defensive play by Newland. So now Chioka tries to touch it over. Fortunately for the Wildcats, they get possession. Quick shot on Garber, and Selman just couldn't get it past the pads of Garber. But the Wildcats all over ASU with 54 seconds still left to go in this power play. So now Chioka, he drops it back. He goes for a change. Dylan Walker creates a little bit of space. Marchant gonna have to get back there quick. Wildcats seal off the boards as Rossi got in there. Now Selman over to Overland. Back to Selman, quick shot and a tip, and Garber just got that one, but a double deflection out in front, and Garber had to be aware for that. So it looks like Jack Curley was in the locker room, maybe getting a bit of a skate or stick repair, but he's right back out here now. So Curley with fresh legs will head on to the power play.
And shots on goal for Arizona is 8, ASU 6, but I believe that the Wildcats have had a lot more opportunities on goal here.
So now Overland down to Selman, down low to Curley. Curley over to Overland. Back to Curley. Now they play catch at the point. Low looking to go back. High looking to go back down low. Curley with a quick shot. Almost goes 5-hole on Garber.
And 10 seconds left on the power play for the Wildcats. Sebastian's working some things out in the back of the stream. Got Will Josephson taking this face-off. ASU wins it, and they bring it through to the neutral zone.
So Robinson plays catch there.
It's going to be a 2-on-2 broken up by Shively.
So now Brian Erickson, possibly with numbers back up ice. The penalty is expired, but Erickson works hard to get around Kylie Ram. Now Erickson over to Josephson, but he just couldn't center it for a waiting Michael Pizzo. So now Erickson can't get the shot away as Robinson gets enough body on him to break that up. Broken stick behind the play. Now a chance for ASU, and TJ with a beautiful blocker save up into the netting. So for anyone watching the stream, we are doing the best with the camera work. We do rely on the TCC's cameras here. Unfortunately, it's a little bit out of our purview, but we are still very lucky to have the broadcast quality that we do when you watch other games in the ACHA, Garrett. It's a fantastic building to play in here.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a great atmosphere and lots of fans.
So now a shot that gets blocked by an ASU player as Kylie Ram was trying to get in the lane. Myers able to fight through a check, takes another bump. So Myers trying to get through everyone throwing hits at him, but he's able to keep possession. Lowell kind of wands that one into the zone, but Myers gets there first. Big hit there along the boards by Tyler Shetland.
And
So
Tyler Shetland's just a huge
now Jesse
worker.
Lowell, he works it out to the front. Quick shot there, and they score! Jesse Lowell with a beautiful move, and Tyler Shetland with the finish as Jesse Lowell is just allowed to skate right into the slot. And Shetland, that's where you pick up the backdoor dirty goals, and that's why you go to the net, Garrett.
Yeah, Tyler Shetland definitely deserved that goal. Really brought the puck in off of 2 ASU players on the blue line and still gained entry.
But what a move by the captain, Jesse Lowell. Talk about a guy that we're going to miss so much here at the University of Arizona. It's bittersweet knowing he's leaving the program, but the Wildcats looking to send him off the right way.
Wildcat goal, scored by number 27, Tyler Shetland. Assistant number 18, Jesse Lowell. Time of the goal, 12:44. Again, Wildcat goal scored by number 27, Tyler Shetland. Assisted by Jesse Lowell. Time of the goal, 12:44.
So the Wildcats able to take a 2-goal lead now in the first period. What a great job by Jesse Lowell to fight to the slot, get a backhand off, and he doesn't try to go too high with it. He just gets the rebound off the pads, knowing he's got Shetland in support. I'm sure Jesse would have loved to roof that one bar down the backhand, but if you can't settle the puck down fully, just get one off the pads and look for the greasy rebound.
Yeah, Jesse Lowell, not a selfish player, really is out here to make plays, help his teammates get points on the board, and create a lot of plays.
And he's such a fantastic captain on and off the ice. As Chad Burman said in the pregame interview, you can't replace a player like that. You just do your best to try to make up for the absence of him. So Curley, ASU does a good job to fight through and get that face off as Marchant works with his partner Olsen. So Zach Langus, he'll go back to get it with Newland shadowing him, but Langus, good job, hard on the skates. And now an outlet chance here for Jack Curley as he brings it over the line. Curley with Walker waiting for the puck at the point, but ASU does a good job of clogging up the lanes.
Yeah, Jack Curley's great at stopping up on the play.
So now Newland with an opportunity, and TJ fights that one off from the blue paint. What a great job by TJ DeMillionaire, as the Wildcats offensively have been fantastic. And now the extracurriculars will get going as Olsen gets into it with Curley, and it was Butler who came in late to give Curley another shove. So ASU, U of A, this is what you always expect, at least a bit of. Bit surprised it's taken until 6:09 in the first period. But Olsen and Curley, they'll get acquainted in the box, and Curley, a very, very vocal guy in the box, likes a little bit of the trash talk game, but who doesn't? So Cade Olsen, he'll get it given to him by the student section. Another amazing aspect of university college hockey. And that is one thing for anyone tuning in. This is an ACHA club program. The U of A did play ASU's D1 NCAA program back in the beginning of the season as a way for the Wildcats to experience just what that level of play is like at the D1 level. And that didn't go well for the Wildcats as they lost 16-0, but against their club rival here, they have won the Cactus Cup once again and now have a 2-goal lead in the first period. Now Fisher, as we go 4-on-4 with Curley and Olsen in the box, both for roughing. So now Shively, he'll look to slow it down at the blue line, dump it in. ASU just content to throw it out. Looks like they're on a penalty kill, but they're 4-on-4, even strength at the moment.
And the Wildcats have seen a lot of success with 4-on-4 hockey. They're very good at spreading the ice, making good, smart decisions to work the puck back to maintain puck control.
So that's one thing you sometimes look at. Is it a lack of effort from ASU or just great skill by U of A? Hunter Hodgson, unfortunately, just fans on that one-timer. And now it'll be Friesen coming down the ice, but a great play there by Jared Overland to get the stick in and break that up. Myers can't get to it first, but Overland reads where the pass is going, and the Wildcats with 1:05 left to go on the 4-on-4. TJ, he's going to have to come out and play that. Throws it right into his man. So a bit of a good break there for TJ. Now a quick shot, and he makes up for it with a great pad save as Shetland at the end of a shift. I think the Wildcats are going to look to get some fresh bodies, and now they do.
Yeah, and the Sundevils are taking a lot of quick shots from kind of awkward angles, but that's the only place that the Wildcats are letting them shoot.
If those are the only chances you give up, you're doing something right in the defensive zone. But now ASU with a burst of speed over the line. Beautiful move, but Langus takes away enough of the space to make sure that Boyer, one of the goal scorers for ASU back in that Thursday night game, isn't able to cleanly drag it around him.
And it looks like the Wildcats defense is playing a little too conservative at the moment with this 4-on-4 gameplay.
So now the Wildcats do get possession off the faceoff. Ziegler in a board battle there as the stick's well in on him. Zach Langus, he throws a good hard check to separate his man from the puck, and now Josephson, he'll look to get it out. Gets it in with Brian Erickson racing in on the forecheck. Great job by Erickson to lift the stick and get possession. as he battles down low. Josephson comes in. Fisher and Shively, I will say with a 2-goal lead, it is a little bit more content to stay up at that blue line, be defensively responsible, not pinch too much there.
And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey.
So now Jack Curley trying to backhand out of the zone, but it comes to Phillips. He takes a quick shot, but Fisher gets in that lane. Now a chance for Curley. Can he get in one-on-one? Curley with a man drags him down. That's, like I said, sometimes you got to take a penalty to shut down an opportunity, but getting the hand around the shoulder and dragging a guy down, maybe don't make it quite that obvious. So Jack Curley uses his speed and tenacity to draw a penalty. So ASU heading back to the box and back on the PK, as ASU had about 10 power play opportunities against the U of A on Thursday, but it was the U of A who capitalized on their power plays and got 2 huge goals, and we'll see if the Wildcats can make it 3-0 here on the power play. Chioka over to Myers, back to Chioka, to Myers. Chioka quarterbacking this power play. Now a chance for Shetland over to Swiger. Quick shot. Swiger had an open net, but the pass was just a little bit in his skates. So ASU, good effort there to get the puck out of the zone. Chioka takes a bump from Kennedy. And now maybe a chance here for Cooch, but he'll just not be able to get enough on it. Chioka with Cooch shadowing him.
It's great to see Nicholas Chioka out on the ice.
He is the power play specialist at the moment. Sam Myers can't get around the check, but keeps possession. Jesse Lowell in support now. 5-man battle along the boards. That one comes out to Lowell. Jesse Lowell looking for the wraparound, and Garber barely got a pad on it. And now maybe a chance here for a 2-on-1 shorthanded for ASU. Kruk goes across, and they score. So a great job by Kruk to get that pass over to Chase. And DeMillionaire just not able to get post to post quick enough as ASU cuts the lead down to 1 on really their only quality chance, but Chase makes no mistake on the one-timer.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play by Ben Chase.
So
Perfectly placed pass on that also.
So ASU able to score shorthanded here, take some momentum out of this building, but the Wildcats still with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go on the power play do have a chance to reestablish that 2-goal lead. So now Dylan Walker, he'll wind it up with speed over the blue line. ASU knew he was getting in, so able to line him up quickly. Selman, he puts a check into Olsen.
It looks like he might be going to the box. They're having a discussion here with the head refs. And he is.
So I think they're going to call both of them here. So they definitely were pointing to Selman. And I can understand why he would go to the box on that play. Maybe Olsen gave him a shot first, but they're always going to take the retaliatory penalty. So now Selman goes to the box for roughing, and we'll get 50 seconds of 4-on-4, and then ASU will head on the power play. So after what was a dominant beginning to this period for the Wildcats with 2:37 left, ASU with a chance to do some damage.
It's great to hear the pep band in this building today.
It does add a whole different dynamic to these games at the Tucson Arena. So Josephson able to win that face-off. So before the end of this period, ASU will have 1 minute and 10 of power play time. Josephson just couldn't quite touch it cleanly over to Ziegler as it was too far in front of him. Ziegler on the forecheck. So transitioning to forward as they go 4-on-4. As ASU, Kylie Ram over to Robinson. Now Robinson, nice pass over to Olsen. Olsen looking for the rebound with Ram driving the net, but just goes wide. Robinson along the boards in a battle there. Hodgson comes in, still tied up against the boards. 10 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4 as the Wildcats get possession.
So you definitely have to respect Connor Ziegler's ability to adapt from forward to defense. You have to have a completely different mentality when you're playing.
So 1:08 now of power play time as the Wildcats were trying to set up Brian Erickson at the line, but since they are shorthanded, no chance for an icing, so why not go for it? Erickson doing all the work himself against 3 ASU players as he gets buried along the boards, but killed off a good 20 seconds there.
And Erickson was doing that on Thursday night also.
Yeah, he had one of maybe the best penalty killing shifts I've seen a Wildcat have in a long time. So Brian Erickson, another critical part of the Wildcats penalty kill, as he's just so tenacious on the puck. And speaking with Tristan Swiger after the game on Thursday, Brian Erickson, not the biggest guy, but incredibly strong in the weight room, puts in a lot of time in the gym just to be difficult to play against. And that's what the Wildcats need on the penalty kill. So ASU, a little bit of a good break there as Shively couldn't get to it. 14 seconds left on the power play. Over to Kruk. Kruk down low. Tries to quickly go back to Friesen. Now to Kruk. Josephson at the end of a long shift. Fisher goes down to take away the lane. Newland tries the stop-up move. Fisher breaks that up. Back to 5-on-5 now. They try to go back to Friesen. He kind of breaks his own ankles and goes down, and that gives Brody Selman some time and space. Selman looking to cut middle, and he does. Selman backdoor to Josephson, and they score! Brody Selman, what an assist! And what a great reward for Will Josephson, who maybe doesn't score that often, but such a key piece for the Wildcats as a team.
Yeah, and it looks like Will Josephson deflected that goal into the netting with his skate, but it looks like he didn't kick it in, so they award the goal to him.
So I don't think Josephson, there was no distinct kicking motion. He's trying to just stop up at the back door and get it in maybe a little bit cleaner, but that one will count in the Wildcats with 22 seconds left to go in the period.
Scored by 11, Will Josephson. Assist by number 20, Brody Selman, and number 6, Ryan Fisher. Time of the goal, 19:38. A goal by Will Josephson.
So now Michael Pizzo tries to drag it through. And what a great moment for Will Josephson in the final regular season game at home to get the cheers from this crowd, as Will Josephson well-deserved for all the effort he puts in as the period comes to an end. As Phillips, he's going to have a little bit of a word before heading off to the locker room. So the Wildcats come out with a dominant effort in the first period, establish a 3-1 lead, and Garrett, a lot to like if you're Chad Burman after that first period.
Yeah, there definitely is. He's still rolling all of his lines, even on the Thursday night game. So he's confident in every single one of his players' ability and getting points on the board, as you see here in this first period.
So the Wildcats goals coming from Shetland, Walker, and Josephson. Brody Selman now with 2 quality assists on the afternoon as well. Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane will be back to bring you the second period after the intermission. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Hello, Wildcat hockey fans. I want to say thank you very much for making my time here at the University of Arizona for the last 4 years so special. I do feel truly do feel blessed to be able to say that I was able to spend my college years playing for the University of Arizona Wildcat hockey team. I'd like to say thank you to my mom and my dad for being the biggest support system throughout my entire hockey career and throughout college. They were always there. No matter how far away they lived, they were always supporting, watching online, or making trips out as often as they could. I'd also like to thank my sister. She was also a very big motivator for me throughout my career. She would always tune in and watch as well, and I'm just very grateful for their support. I'd also like to thank both my grandparents. They'd make the trip down from Phoenix to come and watch, and I know that would be really hard for them to do, but I'm very grateful and thankful that they were always there whenever they could be. I'd say my favorite memory as a Wildcat was the first game I played against ASU in the TCC for the first Cactus Cup win. That's something I'll never forget, just because I've never played hockey in an atmosphere like that, and that was really special. I just remember being on the ice, looking up, hearing the crowd, and that's something that, I'll take with me for the rest of my life. In terms of the culture of the program, that's the main reason why I decided to come. I knew that, it was really good people, good coaching staff, just all around. Everybody involved was, the people I wanted to be surrounding myself with throughout my college years. So I'd say overall the culture of the program is what truly made it special. And the fans and playing in the TCC is just a cherry on top.
Hey Wildcat fans, it's Ryan Fisher here. I just want to say thank you to the fans here. I want to thank my parents too for their sacrifice financially, and taking a lot of time out of their day to help me go to practice, and also taking a lot of time out of their weekend as well. I also want to thank my sisters for sacrificing their social lives during the weekend for them to come watch me and support me during my games. I also want to thank Chad Burman for recruiting me and just being a great coach overall. I would say my favorite memory here is scoring the game winner against ASU, seeing all the smiles on all the boys' faces when I scored that goal. Yeah, I definitely felt like I've grown, and Wildcat hockey's definitely helped significantly throughout me as a freshman. Looking back now, the person I am today, and I just can't thank the program enough for that. And we're extremely blessed here. You look at other facilities, and you look at us, the stadium we play in, the crowds that we get to play in front of, and the school that we go to also. So overall, the program is just something tremendous that many people want to be a part of, and I'm extremely blessed to be part of it. I just want to shout out also Matt Hull and Ben Jones for them recruiting me, because I didn't know if I was going to play hockey or not at school, and they convinced me, and it's really helped me just become a better person, and has kept me on the right track. So I can't thank them enough as well.
All right, thank you, Wildcat fans, for just making this the best experience I've ever had as a hockey player. Thank you, Mom, Dad, my brother Kyle. You guys have pushed me to be the best person I could be, and have pushed me to be an unreal hockey player. So I just want to say thank you guys for doing everything you can to make this experience amazing. I'd say my favorite memory as a Wildcat player would be my first Cactus Cup. Just seeing what happens when we get a win against our rivals, it was just amazing. I'd say I've grown as a person from coming here, seeing the seniors and all the veterans my first year, and then trying to live that on through them. And then I'd just like to say a shout out to Burman, just for making the transition easy from Buffalo State and coming here. You made me feel like family. I'd also like to shout out the Marshall brothers as well. They made it super easy because they're all Chicago guys. And yeah, so thank you.
Well, congrats on a win last night, and you're looking good today. How's it feeling for your senior weekend?
Feels good. It's great to play in front of family, friends, and finish it off right with my teammates.
Awesome, and 2 assists here today. What are you guys thinking on the ice today?
Just leaving it all out there for my family. Last game they're seeing me live, so putting on a show for them.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Wildcat fans to the Tucson Arena as your U of A Wildcats look to take the ice to start the second period, coming in with a 3-1 lead after a dominant first period. Surprisingly, Garrett, ASU only able to score shorthanded.
Yeah, it's definitely a big surprise from yesterday, really overtaking 2 of the periods for the battle for the Wildcat, or the Cactus Cup. So yeah, definitely a different change of intensity for the ASU players, and the Wildcats have definitely made a lot of smart decisions, couple defensive breakdowns where TJ had to block some unideal shots on goal.
Yeah, TJ has been a tremendous goalie so far since stepping in as the starter for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats did win the Cactus Cup on that Thursday night game, senior night here at the Tucson Arena. It was a fantastic game, and the Wildcats were able to pull it out. But ASU, they scored the opening goal in that game and really looked like they were in it the whole way. But aside from that shorthanded goal, ASU has looked very flat in the first period, but maybe a chance to regroup, something said in the locker room, and we'll see if ASU comes out with a different type of effort here in the second. As John Shively, he'll go back to get it, throws that one up the ice. Jesse Lowell trying to fight it over the blue line and does. Gets taken down, so a good defensive play on Jesse Lowell to not let him in by Wyatt Palmer. Now a battle along the benches. Jesse Lowell looks to line up his man and puts him into the boards. Would have been nice to see him go straight into the U of A bench, but Jesse Lowell, I think, just held up a little bit on that hit. Don't want to take any undisciplined penalties. Myers steps up at the line to make sure the shot doesn't get away too cleanly. Now Myers tries to touch it to Shetland, but a good defensive play there.
And it looks like the Sundevils break definitely brought him out of the gate flying here.
Yeah, ASU looking like a much more determined group to start this period, but the Wildcats have a chance to shut down that momentum as Dylan Walker with Tristan Swiger. Walker drags to the middle, just couldn't get the shot away. As at the last second, Tillman able to defend that move by Dylan Walker, who loves to show off the hands and almost pulls it off.
Yeah, Dylan Walker definitely favors the toe drags, as you saw in Thursday night's game.
Dylan Walker all season long has really, really loved to kind of pull those toe drags through the legs moves. He's got the soft hands. So this is the final regular season home game for the Wildcats before heading off to Nationals. We will have the Coyotes alumni game on February 24th next week at the Tucson Arena.
And
Oh, go ahead, Garrett.
And if you're looking for some stats on the players for the whole ACHA division, you can go to ACHA's website and pull up the teams, and you can do individual stats and also games.
So it would be the ACHA M1 or Men's Division 1 page. So if you'd like to find specific stats, Swiger with a beautiful move to open up some space. Swiger, quick shot. That one goes wide on the glove side of Garber. So now the Wildcats have to defend 3-on-2. Langus able to take away enough space for Ziegler to read the pass. Ziegler goes into the net there a little bit slowly. TJ makes sure he's okay. Now Robinson not able to get it in cleanly as Swiger chopped at that one. But now a loose puck here for Butler. Great chance, backdoor, and they score. So a complete defensive breakdown by the Wildcats, and ASU rewarded for their effort to begin the first 2 minutes of this period as Newland finishes it backdoor. Not sure what happened there for the Wildcats as he was just left all alone. Maybe a bad change behind the play.
And that's the second goal for ASU for the weak side, beating TJ over to the post.
So it just looks like too many forwards commit up high for the Wildcats, and ASU very opportunistic at the moment. They score one shorthanded 2-on-1, and then they get another backdoor goal here 2-on-1. So the Wildcats need to do TJ a little bit more of a favor and not allow those odd man rushes. Brody Selman with a huge hit there. ASU player still down on the ice. So Brody Selman showing off his physicality, absolutely burying Erdman. But then Erdman gets a huge hit there on Sandoval. So Erdman gets back up off the ice after taking a hit himself and then throws a hard one right back at the U of A. So now Erdman looks to go up through the middle. Fisher reads it, but it comes over to Butler, who set up that second goal. Now Chase, who scored the first, he throws it in on net. And after the Wildcats were the much better team in the first period. They've looked a little bit lackadaisical here to start the second.
Had ASU really picking up the physicality, hitting the Wildcats players all over the ice.
So a tough break there. I think that was Ari Rossi who just lost an edge and went hard into the boards. Now driving hard to the net. TJ seals off the 5-hole as Kennedy with a great burst of speed gets in and gets a backhand on net.
That was a great job by Hunter Hodgson, pushing him out of the way so he can't cross the crease. So I'm sure TJ definitely appreciated that.
So with 16:44 left to go, ASU, in what looked like a game that U of A could run away with, have really gotten themselves back into it here. The Wild now a chance here at the side of the net. TJ with a save there. Couple deflections as that one gets in along the near boards. Stick of Hodgson goes flying as he went to throw a hit, but kind of lost a hold of his stick, and now maybe a chance for Erickson as he looks to get around his man. Erickson stops up, waiting for support, drops it down low. Pizzo and Josephson go to retrieve, but Pizzo needs a change. So the Wildcats do get some fresh legs on the ice, dump it into the offensive zone as Garber gets that one over to Kruk. He'll bang it off the boards all the way out to the red line. Jesse Lowell with a good effort to get there first, but uncharacteristically not great pass from Connor Ziegler, but now a chance for Lowell over the line with Shetland and Myers driving middle. Lowell trying to get around the back of the net, and he does. One hands it out to the front, but just couldn't get it to Myers as Ziegler, he's in a race there, gets there first. But a good effort there by Murphy for ASU to keep the pressure on, and ASU now establishing the forecheck. Langus backhands it off the boards, and that one looks like it came out of the rink, so we'll get a stoppage here. But ASU, whatever was said in that locker room, has worked so far in this second period.
Yeah, it looks like they're working their way to figuring out the Wildcats' breakout of the zone.
Well, that was one thing. Hopefully the Wildcats don't look at that first period and just think it's going to be an easy afternoon. ASU still a proud program that wants to come in here and ruin everyone's day who's decided to come out to the Tucson Arena on a Saturday afternoon for the final game of the regular season. So the Wildcats will have to work hard to keep that lead, but now Olsen waits, quick shot there, looking for a rebound out in front.
And Sundevils having plenty of time on the point to get those shots off.
So now the Wildcats can Curley settle it down, almost does.
Great defensive play by Marchant.
And that one did come out of the zone. So Curley with a good effort to almost get in, but just couldn't settle that puck down. And Dylan Walker saying it stayed in, but unfortunately he's not going to win that argument.
Yeah, Ty Marchant with an absolute weapon on the back end for the Sundevils. Been saying his name a lot the past 2 games.
So Phillips doesn't even go for the face-off, just kind of pushes Curley out of the dot. Interesting strategy there, but it works out well for him. As now Phillips, he'll backhand it in. Fisher trying to work against him. He goes down. Ref's hands stay down. So the Wildcats with a chance here. Robinson touches it back to the point. Marchant, he can't get around Curley. Walker and Curley trying to work 2-on-1 against Marchant, but the Wildcats need a line change as Olsen goes back to grab it. He catches an edge and goes hard into the boards, and that allows Rossi to skate onto it. Not able to take advantage, though, so Cade Olsen, a critical player for ASU, and Rossi kind of went down in the exact same area, catching an edge, so not sure about the ice, if that's an issue there, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Now Rossi working with Selman. Selman, nice little move, touch over, chanted off the post, and Selman in a lot of pain. So Selman got taken down behind the play. I didn't see what happened, but Selman, I think it's his shoulder. He looks to be in a lot of discomfort as he goes to the bench. We'll have to see on the replay exactly what happened. But Selman, who makes a great move and almost sets up the shot, so he just kind of gets pushed down and then goes hard into the boards with the shoulder, so hopefully Selman's okay. As the Wildcats almost get a 4th goal as Josephson looks to work it down low. He scored the goal 3 for the Wildcats. Erickson back to the point to Overland. Now to Hodgson with a quick shot. Looking for the tip out in front was Josephson, but he got too tied up. Now Pizzo, and Garber is able to get that one as it's a quick whistle as Josephson was in a fierce battle down low there with White. So you really hope to see Brody Selman stay on the bench.
Yeah, and the distance and speed he had there off of the boards is definitely something you don't want to see. That's how a lot of players get hurt, taking hits outside of the boards.
So Selman still in a lot of discomfort down on the bench, talking with the trainer. He didn't make the skate to the Zamboni doors, though, so hopefully he believes he's able to stay in this game. Brody Selman, one of the graduating seniors and a key piece for the Wildcats looking into the national tournament. So hopefully Brody Selman can return, if not this afternoon, but get healed up before nationals. So now ASU looking to break it out. Newland, who got the second goal for ASU. TJ, little bit of an indecision, chance out in front, and luckily for the U of A, but comes right out. And it's Palmer who buries it.
Well, it's going to be no goal.
So they're going to say it was interference. I think TJ had an ASU player draped on top of him. So Palmer, it was a nice celly, but unfortunately the goal's not going to count, as TJ had just a little bit of indecision there. Puck at the side of the net comes out. So yeah, they're going to rule the ASU player didn't make enough of an effort to stay out of the blue paint before crashing into TJ.
Yeah, it looks like he fell back onto TJ's pad, so he couldn't quite move.
So the Wildcats, Kruk for ASU having a discussion, Lowell with a discussion. So that goal is not going to count. So a little bit of a gift from the hockey gods there.
And the Sundevils are definitely going to come out flying here. I would be a little frustrated seeing that goal be called off.
Well, I think it's definitely the right call, but obviously you get that kind of excitement thinking you've tied it up here at the second. The Wildcats, though, need a serious response after getting a bit of a good break on the no goal. And the Wildcats have really not had a lot of offensive pressure on Garber so far this period, but now Myers looks to change that with Shetland driving middle. Myers with a beautiful move. Can't pull off the second one, though. You'd really love to see Myers just try to get that puck away when you complete the first deke. Don't get a little bit greedy and go for the second, but Myers is a much better hockey player than I would ever be. So the Wildcats just need to simplify the game a little bit, get back to the habits they had in the first. As maybe after the 3-1 lead, you kind of look up at the scoreboard and didn't think this was going to be too tough of a test, but ASU not going away quietly. So now the U of A.
Oh, the ref's going to take a big tumble on the faceoff dot.
So slow to get up, but hockey refs are tough. Ziegler and Langus trying to work it behind the net as ASU tenacious on the forecheck. Are able to keep possession. Shetland now, can he get a bit of an outlet? Langus in support, but Marchant will hold it in at the blue line. Lowell comes out to block it and does, so Marchant can't get the shot away. But a great defensive play by Ziegler there as Cooch almost had a streaking ASU player coming in backdoor again. The Wildcats just look a little bit disheveled at the moment, not able to complete the clean breakouts. And ASU now moving the legs. Now Friesen drops it over, almost gets one away, but that one goes high. Swiger touch pass to himself. Good job there for an active stick to make sure he can't get in. Swiger now looks to drive to the middle with Curley there. Curley gets taken into the boards, battle behind the net, and ASU comes away with it. So Phillips, he was trying to streak middle. Shively shut that down, and that is a terrible play. I'm sorry, but that is disgusting to see. TJ DeMilli, and this is gonna get ugly. That has to be a DQ. As Phillips, he's now completely over his man. So Erdman just completely runs through TJ DeMillionaire. And one of the worst hits I've seen since Milan Lucic on Miller in Buffalo. But this is just ridiculous. Erdman has to be kicked out of the game. So TJ DeMillionaire is still down on the ice. I don't want to sound biased, folks, but that is a disgusting play from a hockey player. That is the one thing you do not do in this game. As Erdman knows TJ is coming out to play that, makes no effort to stop.
Yeah, and it looks like he even dropped his shoulder on that play.
So we'll have to see how this sorts out. So hopefully TJ, he's getting up to his feet, but Erdman, the refs have to get control of this game. because ASU U of A can get out of hand, and Erdman, the U of A is going to try to take his head off if he comes back into this game. You don't touch the goalie in the blue paint, and if you run a goalie, you're a villain immediately. I don't think anyone's ever really forgiven Milan Lucic after he did what he did. And I'm a Boston fan, and I still thought that was absurd. So Goldsvig is going to come in relief as TJ luckily able to get back up to his feet, but if anything, the wind completely knocked out of him. Hopefully, especially looking to nationals too, you need TJ, but Erdman needs to be done for the rest of this game. And he is going to be a depth player for ASU who really hasn't done anything in the past 2 games. The only thing he could do is pull a disgusting move like that. So I guarantee you, I mean, ASU's season's done. They're not heading to nationals. He would be suspended even if he wasn't. So just a terrible look for ASU after they had really played themselves back into this game. And then you have a player like Erdman just completely derail that. So now the Wildcats are going to definitely be going on the power play for a while. As TJ, he'll get the U of A chance. Goldsvig in relief. But just, I've never seen that at the Tucson Arena. You rarely see that in the game of hockey ever. I mean, Garrett, you were a player. You know exactly what that type of play means.
Yeah, that's definitely straight target on the back of your head. If he didn't get kicked out, I personally wouldn't step back on the ice.
Yeah, U of A would have done everything they could to put him out of the game, but more of an injury sense, and you can understand why. I mean, TJ, such a popular guy in the room, such a kind, soft-spoken kid, and for Erdman to run him like that. And if I'm the ASU bench, I'm frustrated with Erdman because you were getting yourself back into this game. You almost tied it on what was ruled a no goal.
Yeah, you don't just lose a player. You get a target on all your backs just because of that happened. Wildcats are definitely going to be fired up after TJ went to the bench.
So now this is a game you have to win for TJ DeMillionaire. Goldsvig comes in support, who definitely did not expect to play today. So he's going to have to get limbered up, the 6'7" goalie they call Groot. So he'll come in relief, try to get the hips moving. ASU, though, they know that there's a cold goalie in the U of A net now. So the Wildcats have to get a couple goals on this power play and make ASU pay for that play.
And Goldsvig with one of the coolest pads you've ever seen.
I will say, speaking with him before the season, he said it was only like an extra $200 to get the pads customized like that. Some of the best pads I've ever seen in the ACHA. But hopefully the Wildcats here can capitalize on the man advantage and make things a little bit easier for Goldsvig as he's going to try to get himself locked in what's been an intense matchup with 11:58 left to go. So as I said, I try to not be biased and I try to not be a homer, but to see TJ get run like that, it just hurts the soul. But ASU, they're going to look to maybe take some advantage of the frustration of the Wildcats, but the Wildcats need to offensively connect here.
And they're going to have a 5-minute power play.
So now a chance out in front, and Myers just couldn't bury it, so it is a 5-minute misconduct and a disqualification. So even if their season was to continue, no chance he wouldn't be suspended. Either way, let's just move forward with our lives. So Chioka, he gets it up there to Lowell, but Lowell can't get a stick on it, and that one will go down for an icing. So 4:20 left to go on the major.
Yeah, Nicholas Chioka making a really smart play, backing out, seeing that there's 3 ASU Sundevils on the blue line, making sure that doesn't go out for an odd man rush.
And that would have been tough for Chioka to defend because he was out with injury for a while, was not able to skate. So that would have been a tough back check for him. So the Wildcats will get the face-off in their own zone. Walker out there with Lowell and Selman. So great to see Selman back on the ice after he looked like he was in a lot of pain. So Overland with Myers, Lowell, Selman. Selman hops right back off the ice, maybe felt like he can't go. So now Myers tries to get the pass across, but ASU steps up and Marchant throws a big hit on him. So the U of A not able to take advantage or really set up on this power play so far. They need to change that, as TJ's looking on from the bench, really needing a win here. And ASU, they have already scored one shorthanded with 10:42 left to go. So now Dylan Walker, he looks to create some space and set up. Dumps it in, tries to go after his own. And they're able to now set up for the first time in this power play with 3:32 left to go. Overland. He switches out with Walker, back to Walker. Dylan Walker looking down in front for Curley, and he's not able to get the tip past Garber, so a good save by Garber.
Yeah, Garber's had a lot of very good puck control, not letting pucks squirt out too much on some of these plays. And ASU is doing a great job with the penalty kill, maintaining or trying to keep possession away from the Wildcats.
So after ASU, before that penalty, they did have the better of the momentum, and so far on the PK, that's transferred over as the Wildcats just maybe trying to do a little bit too much with it. So hopefully they can win a face-off and try to get another setup with 3:32 left to go on this power play. Walker, though, not able to get to it first. So ASU clears it down once again. So now Overland works there with Dylan Walker. Walker over to Curley. Curley dumps it in looking for Walker, and Walker can't get there, lets it go, but Overland does a good job to hold the point. Now Curley, he gets knocked off the puck. Rossi back to Walker. Ari Rossi now switches out with Walker, back up to Overland. Looking for the one-timer, and it's just fanned on by Sandoval. He's been out for a long time with injury too, so maybe just the timing a bit off. Golsvig all alone with no support as the Wildcats change behind him. So luckily, Golsvig recognized the danger and got the puck away. Shetland, he enters the zone on a great rush now. Tyler Shetland looking to go back door, and they score! Nicholas Chioka joins the rush, and what a feed from Tyler Shetland! Tyler Shetland using the speed and the skill to get down the wing, get around both defenders. Nicholas Chioka with the great hockey IQ to recognize that he can join the rush and drive the middle, and the Wildcats restore a 2-goal lead.
And you have to respect Nicholas Chioka. He's not on the ice much.
Power play goal scored by number 7, Nicholas Chioka. Assistant number 27, Tyler Shetland, time goal 10:36. Again, power play goal scored by number 7, Nicholas Chioka.
So the power play will continue as Selman, he feeds it over to Shetland. Lowell, big body, looks to work it out front. Shetland drops to Myers. Now over to Chioka. Chioka with a quick shot, and that one was a big rebound off of Garber. This one, though, going to be a chance here for Cooch as he races onto it. Quick shot, and Golsvig has to make a save. Now Tillman, great job there, read by Sandoval. As he gets it across with a quick shot, that one gets blocked by Kruk and just goes wide. So even though the Wildcats do score a huge goal to restore the 2-goal lead, a breakdown with the line change once again behind the play almost leads for an opportunity for ASU. Now Overland drops it to Walker. Walker over the line, gets around his man. Walker, touch over to Rossi. Rossi works it back down low to Walker. Walker trying to get it across back door, and just a bouncing puck that Curley couldn't bat out of the air. But now Curley over to Rossi. Rossi can't get the shot through Kruk, and Garber will glove that one. So with 1 minute left on the major penalty, the Wildcats do get one. Would have liked to get more, but at least they do restore that 2-goal lead. 8:06 left to go in the second.
Yeah, Nicholas Chioka, we haven't really seen much of him the past 2 games, but when he's on the ice, he definitely makes the most of it.
An incredibly offensively gifted defenseman who, when he gets healthy, is an absolute weapon for the Wildcats on the back end. At the moment, really only getting special teams time because of his conditioning, but conditioning didn't look too bad on that goal. Now Overland fakes the shot, goes over to Curley, back to Overland, now to Walker. Walker 55 seconds left to go on the power play. Over to Curley. Curley with a quick shot, looking for a rebound out in front, and Garber makes a good pad save.
Yeah, that was a perfect play by the Wildcats. Unfortunately, couldn't connect on the backside.
So Overland tries to go up through the middle. So it looks like it's going to be too many men on the ice for ASU. So another penalty coming here. So too many men on the ice. Not sure why the ASU players are skating out of the box.
That was for the coincidental penalty.
My apologies. Thank you, Garrett. So now Newland, he'll get to serve the penalty for the bench minor, and we'll get 38 seconds here of 5-on-3. So the Wildcats.
This is going to be an important 38 seconds for the Wildcats.
ASU has 4. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is you can't do that. You have 2 penalties on the board. You can't have 4 skaters. So 5-on-3 now. Chioka over to Myers. Back to Chioka. Myers down low. Touch back to Myers. Just want to get a shot away in an attempt here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Lowell down to Myers with a quick shot. Garber with a good save. Wildcats able to retrieve that puck. Jesse Lowell, he gets knocked down to the ice by Marchant, but Chioka, great job to hold it in. 10 seconds left to go on the 5-on-3. Chioka to Shetland. They try to find Myers again, but can't connect in the classic curse of the 5-on-3. Chioka with a quick shot, but a good block, and Garber reads the flubbing puck over the top. So the Wildcats cannot connect on the 5-on-3, and it is a bit of the curse on the 5-on-3 as you want to get that perfect backdoor goal. But just ASU did not give up nearly enough time and space, so credit to the penalty killers on the 5-on-3.
The Wildcats were really looking forward to breaking or closing the gap in between the goalie and then the defenseman for the Wildcats, so you can really pass super fast to try to beat him on the post.
So now Overland over to Selman with a quick shot. That one gets blocked. Puck still loose out in front, but Walker couldn't get to it first.
The Wildcats having a hard time picking up on those rebounds on the backside.
I think ASU has just done a good job defending in the blue paint on the PK. And they've had to be good on the PK as they've taken a number of them. So now Curley looks to get over the line. A good hit there. So Palmer tries to work it, but Walker gets there first. Rossi, 48 seconds left to go on the power play. Now Rossi looks to hold. Plays catch there with Selman, back down low. Chance for Curley out in front. Took a kind of, and they score! So after Curley goes down, Selman, the puck comes right out to him in the slot, and the Wildcats go up by 3.
And Brody Selman already has 3 points for this game.
And after the amount of discomfort he was in when he got up from falling into the boards, I didn't even know if he returned to the game. But on the power play, 5-on-4, good job by Curley to fight to the side of the net. Garber not able to control the rebound, and the puck comes right out to Selman in the slot, and a great quick shot to beat Garber on the glove side. And that part of the ice is where Olsen went down, Rossi went down.
Yeah, it might be a little soft there. It is Tucson ice. We're in a desert.
Score by number 20, Brody Selman. Assisted by number 8, Jack Curley, and number 23, Ari Rossi. Time of the goal, 13:47. Again, Wildcat goal, scored by number 20, Brody Selman.
So now Pizzo with a nice move to get around his man. And Pizzo, what edge work to stay on his skates and not go into Garber.
Yeah, that was definitely an impressive play. That's something Wildcats would have liked to see on TJ, but...
Well, luckily the Wildcats maybe have a little bit more respect and discipline. But Pizzo, talk about the one-legged edge work there. He tries to fight through. ASU, so we're back to 5-on-5 for the first time in a long time. And ASU, they give up 2, one on the major and then one on the ensuing minor. But the Wildcats, still a lot of hockey left to play here with 5:34 left to go in the second. The details have to be there, and you want to win this game for TJ DeMillionaire. So now Lee plays catch with his D partner.
We are back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Robinson just kind of touches that into the zone. Goldsvig knocks it down for Fisher. He gets it around Robinson. Shetland almost with a bad pass, but it works out well for him. Now Shetland, beautiful move to go around Marchant, but Marchant, good effort there to stick with him and break that play up, as it looked like Shetland was going to be able to drive the side of the net. And actually, I don't think it was Shetland with that bad pass, so sorry to Tyler for trying to blame me there. But now Overland tries to get it up through the middle, and he does. Over the line, Walker trying to feed Lowell, but the saucer pass can't connect. Wildcats need to get on the back check to make sure Butler can't do much with it. He just throws that wide. And I'm guessing with Golsvig, not expected to play today, a little bit cold, ASU will be content to throw anything and everything on him. But, and again, he is 7 foot tall on skates, so that won't be the simplest task in the world either.
Yeah, definitely having Golsvig go up and down from his pads to standing is something that ASU is going to try to do this entire game to tire him out.
So now Butler tries to connect there with Newland, but it's broken up well. Walker, good patience there. Now Swiger trying to go 2-on-2, but ASU with active sticks breaks it up. Langus can't get it past Butler, as Butler has been definitely one of the most effective players. Golsvig will get a cheer as he came in relief. So a lot asked of Nate Golsvig in this game. But it's good to still see TJ on the bench. Didn't have to go to the locker room, because he took an absolute blast from Erdman that resulted in that ejection and the 5-minute major. But TJ just, he's not one of those goalies that's exactly built like a tank. I'm sure if Erdman had gone into Golsvig, it would have felt a little bit different. But TJ just kind of a very soft-spoken, more agile goalie. So the Wildcats definitely want to pull out this weekend sweep for him now, a second layer of motivation. Not only do you win the Cactus Cup on Thursday, chance to sweep ASU at the Tucson Arena in front of a great crowd on a Saturday afternoon.
Great job by Dylan Walker getting the possession over to the Wildcats on that play.
So Josephson tries to get out of the zone, but just kind of gets bodied into the boards by Cooch. And Cooch is able to fight it all the way through. Fisher needs to defend now. A quick shot. I think that one rang off the post and into the netting. So Cooch that makes the defensive work happen, takes Josephson out of the play, then gets the puck up the boards and gets a good shot attempt.
And great job by Ryan Fisher getting that shot, or having the player shoot that on net instead of working their way through the slot.
Yeah, Ryan Fisher takes away the lane for the pass, forces Cooch to take the shot, tries to beat Golsvig high, and rings it off the post. So Josephson not able to win that face-off. Lee, he rings it around deep, battling number 10s as Hodgson tries to poke it past his man. 5-man battle along the boards, and ASU comes away with it now at the point. Quick shot, and they score. A deflected shot goes over the top of Golsvig.
Yeah, and those flutter pucks are definitely the hardest to look out for.
So a bit of an unfortunate break there for Nate Golsvig, who coming in relief already, a lot was going to be asked of him. But that's just a broken play, a deflection, and I think Golsvig just lost track of it there.
Yeah, great shot by Trenton White.
So it's not even a matter of, just warming up the body itself, but locking in the mind and the eyes for a goalie coming in relief is not an easy task. And I have a feeling ASU knows that, and the Wildcats are going to need to give Golsvig the offensive support to come away with a win here.
2:15 left in the second period.
So now Erickson feeds it to Pizzo. Lee with a good stick to make sure Pizzo can't keep possession. And ASU, after scoring yet another goal, have to feel like they're right back in this game.
And yet again, shots on goal in this period are tied up.
So the Wildcats need a good response here. Josephson, he's been out there for a couple shifts in a row, turns the puck over. Now Robinson touches it over to Tillman, but a good defensive play to break that up. Lowell trying to go up through the middle. Kylie Ram lifts the stick, but Lowell lifts his right back. And that one comes out of the zone. But now a rush here for Olsen. Over to Robinson. Back across, and they score again. So ASU with 2 goals in the span of about a minute and a half, taking advantage of Nate Golsvig. And just a great passing play there to set that up, as Golsvig is not able to go post to post and get that stop. So with 1:32 left to go, Wildcats now only with a 1-goal lead.
And Connor Tillman, that was a great shot on the weak side.
The leading scorer for ASU this season. So a 1-goal lead now for the University of Arizona. So Walker gets that up to Curley. He gets stood up at the blue line. Swiger not able to get possession as Olsen looks to go up through the middle. Langus has to be smart about this, and he is. Just decides to play the body and not the puck, as they really need to get Nate Goldsvig some support, because he was absolutely sold out on that last goal. Curley, he tries to get it in deep. Swiger follows up on Marchant. Quick turn play there as Chase is able to get it out. So ASU looking to feed it up through the middle. Ziegler, good job by Ziegler there.
It's going to be a yard sale going across the neutral zone.
Not exactly how that stick got propelled just that far, but so 40 seconds left to go in the period after ASU scores 2 goals within the span of a minute. So now Brody Selman, who has one of the goals for the Wildcats and 2 assists. He'll dump it into the corner. Rossi gets there first. 24 seconds left to go. Selman tries to get it over to Sandoval. But now ASU, Cooch looking to get around Chioka, and he does. But Chioka sticks with him, gets the stick on it, and breaks that up. So Sandoval decides to just sand wedge that one out into the ASU zone. Olsen trying to escape the forecheck of Rossi. And that will do it for the period. So after TJ DeMillionaire gets hit by Erdman, ASU gets an ejection in a 5-minute major. And now after the period, Wildcats and U of A still going at each other after what looked like could be a blowout for the Wildcats.
And Brody Selman definitely looking very frustrated out on the ice.
Got a feeling every Wildcat is at the moment. TJ DeMillionaire, he'll hop off the bench. We'll see if he comes back in for the third or if the Wildcats stick with Nate Goldsvig, who unfortunately, a tip shot that kind of just flutters over and beats him over the shoulder, and then a defensive breakdown gives ASU an absolutely prime one-time opportunity. And with the way TJ is moving, I've certainly got a feeling Nate Goldsvig will be continuing the third period. So the Wildcats up by 1 heading into the third. Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane. We'll be back to bring the third period in just a little bit. This is Wildcat Hockey.
It's just crazy to be getting interviewed for senior night. It's my 5th year, and it's just been a blink of an eye, to be honest. I remember sitting here as a freshman in a corner stall, and Manny Rose telling all the guys how, it goes by so fast, and to just try and enjoy every moment. And, it's crazy. Like, when you're in that moment as a freshman, you don't really understand it. But now I'm kind of in his shoes, and, I understand loud and clear. There's so many things to go around, my parents especially. Most of the guys know they come to every game, and I might not express it that much, but it means so much to me. They don't miss a game, and, I obviously love them very dearly. The rest of my family as well, they make it when they can, and they all mean so much to me as well. And Coach Burman, Tanner, Sebastian, the rest of the staff. You guys put in countless hours, and a lot of that goes unappreciated, but all the boys really appreciate it. I talk to Burms as much as I talk to my parents, so I've grown a special bond with him in these 5 years. One memory I'd like to touch up on is my freshman year. We had to win both games in the final series against ASU at home to clinch Cactus Cup and also win the WCHL, and we ended up pulling out both games. And that was just such a special moment because it was such a do or die situation, and the boys pulled through, and that ended up being the last 2 games of the season, with COVID turning up a month later. So like I said, so many things to go around. Thanks to the fans. The TCC is the best place in college hockey, there's no doubt. And I obviously love my time here, and I'm really going to miss it.
Thank you, Wildcats fans, for making my experience here so memorable. Thank you to my parents for coming out, flying across the country from New Jersey to watch me play. Thank you to my friends who've come a long way to watch me play. Thank you to my siblings who've also come a long way to watch me play. means the world that I get to play hockey in front of you guys. My favorite memory as a Wildcat was when we were down 3-2 versus UNLV. Coach Burman got kicked out of the game, and we were down on a 5-on-3. The puck came to my stick. In desperation, I skated down the ice and lobbed a pass to Matthew Hull, and he was able to score. I just remember the TCC erupted. You fans went wild, and hugging Matthew Hull was just, we both looked at each other like, did this really just happen? So that was just an unforgettable memory I'll have. I've grown so much as a person and a player here, playing for the University of Arizona. I've made lifelong friends, made lifelong memories, and I can't thank my teammates enough for making my experience so memorable. I'd like to shout out my parents, my siblings. Thank you for sacrificing so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you.
Hey Wildcats fans, I just want to say thank you for my last 4 years here. It's been truly special, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Playing in the TCC is unlike anything else. It's crazy atmosphere, and I just want to say thank you guys for always being there. I wanted to shout out my parents. They've been to every single game here, and I don't think a lot of guys can say that on the team, and I'm truly blessed for that. I also want to thank my brothers. They've been the best support system I possibly could have asked for. I also want to shout out a couple guys on the team. Will Josephson, I've played with him for the last, I'd say, like 10 years. Going through hockey with him has been truly special, and I'm glad to have him by my side at all times. A couple other guys like Sif, Jess, the other seniors, Matt. Truly special guys, and I wouldn't want to trade my relationships with them for anything. So my favorite memory here at the U of A, playing hockey, would definitely be winning the Cactus Cup. That was a truly special game. It was a crazy atmosphere, and the celebration after was definitely fun. So that was my favorite memory as a hockey player here.
Oh, we're good? Okay. Congrats on a power play goal here. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. You know, we got to make them pay for what they did. We got tons of confidence with Nate in the cage, so we're going to go get it done here.
Awesome. I was going to ask, so obviously the goalie took a big hit and we swapped out. What does that mean for you guys as a team, senior goalie?
I mean, it's not going to change anything. We have just as much confidence as Nate, as TJ. They're both great goalies, and, you know, we're going to make ASU play. It's kind of a gutless play on their end, but, you know, we're going to stay classy and we're going to put it up on the scoreboard.
Perfect. Thank you.
So welcome back, Wildcat fans, as Nate Golsvig leads out the Wildcats as he comes in relief for the injured TJ DeMillionaire. We don't need to discuss what happened anymore, but now it's on Nate Golsvig to get the win in this building on a Saturday afternoon, and it's up to the Wildcats group in front of him to make sure they do not give up any high-quality opportunities, because it's a lot to ask for a goalie.
Yeah, defensive breakdowns have been the downfall of the Wildcats the first 2 periods, so hopefully they can turn that back around.
So the Wildcats did have a 5-3 lead, or a 5-2 lead. ASU was able to score 2 goals in the span of about a minute, and it's great to see TJ skating back onto the ice. He will not be returning into the net, but still a proud player who will be on the bench encouraging this Wildcats group to get it done for him. And as me and Garrett Kane were discussing in between periods, is goalies don't have a lot of protection when they fall backwards the way he did as a result of the hit. So good to see TJ, though, not having to go to the hospital, not in concussion protocol technically, but he will not be returning as Nate Golsvig will be tasked with finishing off this win. So now Jesse Lowell comes in to support in the face-off. The captain going to look to lead by example, I'm sure, is the message in the locker room. Was I'm sure everyone's frustrated, but you have to keep your discipline and just get this game, get the win, and get out of here with the weekend sweep. So the Wildcats still with a 1-goal lead, certainly, but a lot of defensive work to do as Kylie Ram tries to go down the boards and Ryan Fisher breaks that up. So Fisher, he'll dump it down in low. Garber goes back to touch it. Palmer now with it, shadowed by Curley.
And the Sundevils kind of just throwing pucks in the neutral zone, hoping for the best, and the Wildcats are just seeing it all the way through.
So ASU knows that if they can get shots, it'll be dangerous. That one gets blocked, goes wide on Golsvig, and the Wildcats need to spend the majority of this period in the ASU zone. Great job, though, to jump the vertical leap by Chase to knock that down. Tries to throw it to the slot, comes back behind the net. Hodgson tries to work it to his D partner, but they switched out. Not enough on that to get out of the zone. So now behind the net, Curley, he'll backhand that one out. Marchand gloves that down. Dylan Walker with a big hit there on Newland, and that gives Curley a little bit of time, but too much stick work there as Brian Erickson races in on the forecheck, tries to get possession.
That was a great hustle by Brian Erickson to maintain that.
Some great strength there to stay on his skates, maintain possession. Now Brian Erickson looks to work it around with Marchand draped over him. Marchand puts him hard into the boards, and Erickson pops right back up. So Erickson going to go at it, 4-man battle. Chase holding the puck against the boards for ASU as Josephson trying to work in there, but it comes out now to Butler. Nice move by him. Ziegler tries to take him out of the play, but Butler gets the move around him. Langus racing back to get there first, and he does. So a good effort by Langus.
That was a great play by Butler, keeping possession of that puck and dumping it down, trying to recover it.
So now Fisher in a race to get back first, and he does. Gets it over to Sandoval. Lobs it up through the middle of the ice. Now White can't get it down the boards after the check from Josephson. One-handed puck there. Kennedy, can he drag it through? And he does. So now Kennedy looking for a shot. Good block by Fisher. Puck still loose out in front. Sandoval, he gets taken hard into the boards. Josephson as well. Wildcats with 4 players collapse down low. So luckily Shively and Fisher able to get this one out of the zone, but it comes over to Lee. So Lee with White, Rossi shadowing him. So now Lee back behind the net. Almost a misplay there, but it works out just fine for ASU as Phillips touches this one into the zone. Overland goes back to get it. Gets it up to Rossi. Rossi, he takes a big hit, and now Swigert with some time. Swigert with a quick shot, and that one just goes wide on the blocker's side. Good wrist shot there from Tristan Swigert, but Wildcats are going to need a lot more zone time. Now a chance for ASU. Chance, and they score. Too good of an opportunity there as Hodgson and Walker going at it behind the play with an ASU player, and that'll be a tie game at 5 as they take advantage of Nate Goldsvig, who hasn't played in quite a while. Just too much time and space.
And it looks like he just got beat down onto the pads, and it kind of went 5-hole under his pad.
And right after that goal, Hodgson's going to go to the box, and the Wildcats are going to be on the penalty kill. So
I believe that goal was scored by Connor Kruk. Not quite sure on the play there.
So Hodgson takes an undisciplined penalty after the play. Probably lets the smack talk get to him a bit, and the chance the Wildcats will be on the PK right after ASU ties this game.
And the Wildcats just kind of falling apart after the fall of TJ.
They did score 2 goals on the ensuing power plays, but they have not given Goldsvig much of a chance, as the couple opportunities ASU has had have been golden ones. But it does look like the refs are pointing to the ASU bench, and they're going to wave one player over, so I think we're going to get, can't quite tell what's actually going on. So no, it's going to be 5-on-4 ASU now immediately on the PK after, on the power play after scoring. So talk about a test of will for the Wildcats here, as the loss of TJ has obviously shooken them up a bit, and ASU has taken full advantage. Robinson can't get the shot through Fisher, so he'll look to race it up the ice. Gets through Marchant. So
correction there, that was number 72, William Boyer, with the goal. Kind of similar numbers there.
So an incredibly important penalty kill here for the Wildcats, as they need to limit opportunities, but on the PK it's hard to. Shively able to get there and seal it off as Goldsvig gloves that one, and we'll get an offensive zone face-off. So huge game here for the Wildcats, finishing up their season at home in front of a crowd like this. After what has transpired in this game, Wildcats need to start getting some offensive support for Goldsvig. Marchant over to Boyer, back to Marchant. Good job by Josephson to break that up. Walker puts the pressure on but can't get the puck first. Now Tillman, they go across. Josephson
with a great active stick on this penalty kill.
So it's Robinson on that far side. He'll switch out with Marchant. A lot of time and space, and that one goes high and wide on the glove side of Goldsvig. So didn't see what happened out in front, but Langus was taken down, helmet knocked off, and looks like there's going to be no discipline on the play. So Langus just gets cross-checked in the back of the head, which apparently is fine. The refs really need to get a hold of this game.
And that was the back of the head with a stick also, so that's very dangerous play.
It was enough to take the helmet off of Langus, but not deemed enough to get the Wildcats on a 4-on-4. So with 45 seconds left to go on the PK, Lowell not able to win that faceoff. Comes over to Butler. Wildcats pressuring up at the point, making sure that the ASU doesn't have time to set up. Friesen gets it back to Butler. Now Chase, now Butler gets it across. Over to Butler, can't get enough on the one-timer, and they try to go back to him, and they clear the puck themselves. So 16 seconds left to go on the power play for ASU. All tied up at 5 in the third period at the Tucson Arena with 14:37 left to go. Nicholas Chioka, good job there to make sure he gets that one all the way down, and that will do it for the penalty on Hodgson. So we are back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the Wildcats need to get something done here. Now ASU with some good speed through the neutral zone. Butler, that one's going to be offsides, a little bit too much of good speed by him.
And the shots on goal are favoring the Wildcats 30-25.
So the Wildcats need to just dial up the effort and intensity and put the pressure on ASU, who ever since Goldsvig has come in relief have really had the easier of the opportunities, and Wildcats have just struggled to put many shots on Garber. especially in this third period. So things have got to change here for Chad Burman's Wildcats. Lee, he goes back to get the puck, held in at the blue line, but now it comes out. So Curley working around. Walker, he's stuck in behind the play, didn't quite see what was happening there.
There's just a lot of extracurriculars going on behind the play.
I'm sure there's a lot of smack talk going on from ASU as they've tied this game up, and the Wildcats need to not let it get to them. So Walker chases in on White. Walker trying to create enough room for the Wildcats to change in behind him. Josephson, he gets in there. So can Erickson get to this puck first? He does, rings it back below to Josephson. Now Josephson, he tries to get out from behind the net, pressured there. Now Fisher with a quick shot, looking for a tip out from Erickson. Puck still loose, and they score! Michael Pizzo racing off the bench, gets into the play, and restores the lead for the Wildcats at 6. But what an effort down low by Will Josephson and Brian Erickson.
Yeah, Will Josephson's patience there on the bottom of the play got that whole play working for him.
So Michael Pizzo just absolutely comes flying in off the bench, picks up the loose change and buries it. So the Wildcats back in the lead with 13:20 left to go in the third period. So Erickson and Josephson with the assists on the goal from Pizzo.
And the shot from Brian Fisher from the point.
But now Robinson, he tries to get one away. Shively blocks that. No one knows where it is. Now Olsen tries to rip a one-timer. So now they go back to the point to Marchand. Rossi not able to break that up. Now a chance. Almost got in on Goldsvig, but not enough on it as the Wildcats are content to throw this one in, and a bouncing puck luckily goes in on Garber, so no icing as the Wildcats get a full 5-man change. So that one blocked into the zone. Langus, a little bit of miscommunication there with Goldsvig. There's some anxious moments here after what looked like the Wildcats should get an easy clear. ASU now in the U of A zone. Tyler Shetland pulls that one off the boards. Myers trying to get it up the ice, and he does. Myers working with Jesse Lowell. Tries to go backdoor to Langus. Quick shot in on Garber. Puck still loose, and now Myers has it. He gets taken down.
That was a great read by Zach Langus to jump into the play offensively to go down the middle.
So not sure what the... Looks like the refs blew that one dead with the puck underneath Myers. So we'll get an offensive zone face-off here. 12:03 left to go. So the Wildcats trying to work that one here.
Sam Myers with a quick shot. Deflection out wide. Tyler Shetland's going to work it up to the point. Over to Langus. Another shot deflected.
Jesse Lowell was looking for the tip there. As the U of A chants get going in what's been a heated matchup. A big hit there by Zach Langus.
Just sat Trevor Kennedy down.
So Zach Langus with a huge hit there. Myers gains the red line and dumps it in.
Jack Curley just plants his man into the boards.
So the Wildcats feeling the energy now. Jared Overland over to Hunter Hodgson with a quick shot, and Garber with a good glove save. So a big part of finishing off this game, if the Wildcats can hold this lead, is just staying disciplined and not letting ASU get to you, because they're going to be chirping you the whole way for the rest of these 11 minutes and 16 seconds.
Thank you all for tuning in on today's stream.
Big thanks to everyone who does support and watch the broadcast. Final regular season home game, but we will be back next week for the Coyotes alumni game. Always a fun experience for these players. Haven't seen what the roster is going to be for the Coyotes alumni yet, but usually some big names. Had Shane Doan in the building last year. So if you can join us in person for that, we'd love to have you here at the Tucson Arena. But for now, 11:11 left to go in the third period, with the Wildcats needing a win here on home ice. So Phillips comes in to take the draw against Curley. Phillips gets warned there by the refs. And good win there by Curley. So Hodgson with a quick shot. Garber has to pad that one into the near boards. So good job by Garber to get that rebound way out. And now some time and space for Lee. Wraps it around. Butler gets there first. Swiger shadowing him. Now down low for Newland. Hodgson trying to wait for some support. Great shot block there. I think Swiger got in the way of that one. Marchant can't hold that at the line. So ASU not going away though. They're only one goal out of this, and they've had success since Golsvig has come in, and still a lot of hockey left to play, but I'm sure everyone has all the faith in the world in Nate Golsvig that he can hold the Wildcats in this if they give him a chance.
And Brian Erickson just with the tenacity of the offensive pressure, putting on the Sundevils, making them make mistakes.
So now Pizzo goes to Erickson, or goes to Josephson. Good job by Fisher there to hold up, not throw too big of a hit, but he loses his stick. Little soccer play there.
Still makes a play to get it out.
So Fisher not confident enough to go get his stick. So now a defenseman without a stick, and this is a dangerous sequence for the Wildcats as ASU looks to take advantage. Not sure if the stick's broken or if Fisher just doesn't think he has time to get it. The Wildcats do clear it down. Fisher racing to the bench, so I think the stick is broken on him. Marchant gets around two players to get it in deep, so Nicholas Chioka now behind the net, tries to feed it up through the middle to Sandoval. Marchant, nice little move there to set up Chase. So Chase, stop-up move on Chioka. They go back to the point now. Marchant over to Kruk. Kruk with a quick shot. Puck is loose, and I think Golsvig just barely got the leg on that one. So a great save by Nate Golsvig on what didn't look like too dangerous of a play from up here, but he recognizes the danger, kicks the leg out, and is able to make sure that puck stays out of the net.
Yeah, the Sundevils definitely saw his pad wasn't completely on the post and was trying to bounce it in. It looks like Golsvig made the smart decision to plant that skate on the post.
So now Ziegler. Sandoval not able to get enough on that one. Rossi puts his man to the boards. Chioka, great patience there to win that puck battle. Flips it up the middle. Now Ari Rossi in with some time and space. Gets around his man, but just kind of lost a little bit of an edge and couldn't keep up the speed.
Yeah, great defensive play by Wyatt Palmer to knock him off of his feet there.
So Ziegler, he tries to get a shot on net, but it's read quite easily, and ASU brings it back out. Ziegler able to win the one-on-one battle, though. Tries to get it through Robinson, but not able to. And now Rossi. So the Wildcats will get a few fresh bodies as Tyler Kiley Ram for ASU winds it up. 8:27 left to go. It's going to be anxious minutes to finish off this game, but hopefully that last save by Nate Golsvig shows that he's a little bit more dialed now after having to come in relief. Myers looking for the wraparound, and Jesse Lowell just gets shoved off the post. He tries the wraparound as well, but can't finish it off. So the Wildcats with a good shift here if they can maintain possession, but two wraparound opportunities for the Wildcats that just don't go as Jesse Lowell absolutely runs white. But now a chance here for Boyer. He tries to throw it off the side of the net. Comes all the way out to the red line, and they throw that one in. Golsvig doesn't know where it is, so almost a dangerous play there as that one caroms off the boards, comes in between the legs of Golsvig.
It looks like it was still bouncing on Jarrett Overland's stick. Couldn't quite recover that puck.
So 7:43 left to go in this game. Wildcats really need to establish some more offensive zone time. Michael Pizzo did get the huge go-ahead goal, but pressure is key here, and the Wildcats have the ability, if they can just continue to outskate ASU. That one goes all the way down for an icing. So the Wildcats here playing a little bit of dangerous hockey, looking for the outlets all the way down the ice, but hopefully they got the confidence in Curley to win a face-off and get possession back once again.
And the Wildcats really taking over the shots on goal, 41-26.
So now Fisher, he knocks it up the board. Swiger tries to get it through and does. Walker can't get it around his man though, and Olsen, he tied him up. So now Marchant down below the net. Fakes to Phillips and is able to get some time and space to bring it out. Wildcats caught puck watching a little bit. Marchant enters the zone. Phillips, good job by Fisher. And that's going to be a penalty. So Jack Curley is going to go for tripping. So Jack Curley going to the box, and the Wildcats will go back on the penalty kill in a critical moment of this game.
Now it looks like the hit was a little bit too much on the legs. And that goes in for a tripping penalty.
So now a huge penalty kill once again for the Wildcats as they have the 1-goal lead. But they win the face-off. Butler, quick shot. That one gets blocked out in front. And now down one man. Discipline is even more key. As we've seen after the play, ASU players chirping the Wildcats a lot, trying to draw them into penalties, and it's the Wildcats' responsibility to not respond. But Jesse Lowell wins a good board battle and puts it all the way down the ice.
Looks like Sundevils doing a little bit of cherry picking here in the Wildcat zone. Try to stretch the ice a little bit.
So now Josephson out there with Erickson. ASU can't connect, so Langus racing back to it, but good job there by Friesen to race into the zone. Wildcats not able to clear as Butler holds it in. Butler back to the point now to Kylie Ram. Quick shot there, goes wide on the blocker side of Goldsvig, and they go back to the point to Butler. Wildcats need to take away the shot lanes. Quick shot there, goes over the top of Goldsvig as that one got deflected. 55 seconds left to go on the power play. They try to go across to Kruk, but a bouncing puck stays in the zone, though. Hunter Hodgson knocks it down, but it works out perfectly for Chase. Puck still loose out in front. So 38 seconds left to go. Tense moments in this game as Butler, he throws one wide as ASU just begins to pepper the goal on the power play. Marchant looking to go back door, a lot of time there, but luckily the pass was a bit too heavy. Hodgson settles it down but can't get it out. Now a quick shot here from Butler with Kylie Ram crashing down low, and Brian Erickson gets it done. So a good job by Erickson to just settle the puck down and make sure he gets enough on the forehand to clear it out. And Jesse Lowell with a great steal. I think that one hit the post on the glove side of Garber.
We are back to 5-on-5 hockey.
So with 5:04 left to go in the game, Wildcats holding a 1-goal lead. Now over the line, Shetland with a good back check to break up that scoring opportunity. Shetland throws it across to Lowell. He just kind of dumps it out to the middle, hoping to find Myers, but unfortunately for the U of A, ASU, Tillman, he puts that one into the zone. Lowell in a battle there with Tillman. Lowell wins the puck battle and gets it in on Garber. And Sam Myers puts the pressure on to make sure Garber has to hold that one, and the Wildcats will get an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, and Jesse Lowell's ability to win those board battles is really impressive. You can see him all over the ice, using his body, using his stick, maintaining possession.
So 4:33 left to go in this game. Jack Curley in to take the face-off against Phillips. Phillips able to win it back to Olsen. They're trying to spring, looks like Boyer on the breakaway. They almost connect, but a good defensive play by Jared Overland to get a stick in there. So certainly just tense moments after everything that has transpired in this game. A little bit hard to focus on anything else, but like I said, alumni game coming up next week, 24th of February. Swiger tries to touch it into the zone, and he does onside, but ASU, Kate Olsen wins the battle. Curley tries to put a shoulder into him. So Boyer and Walker, who have been going at it this whole period, continue to. Marchant, he takes a hit along the boards. Murphy tries to get it across, but too much on the pass. 3:58 left to go. Nicholas Chioka over to Walker. Walker gets it over the blue line, but Murphy is able to pick it up for ASU. So that one is ruled an icing as No player was able to get a stick on it, and it'll come all the way back down for another offensive zone draw for the Wildcats. So we'll see who Chad Burman decides to trust with this shift. It'll be Sandoval, Josephson, and Rossi out there with Shively and Fisher. So Phillips able to win another face-off, but a great job by Rossi to fight through and get some possession. Wildcats try to go back to the point, but it's Boyer who was there. So now Boyer, he skates in. Too many Wildcat defenders though. Josephson. Nice little play there with Shively to open up some room.
Yeah, this offensive line for the Wildcats is definitely a very gritty line. They like getting into all of the boards.
Doing work in the hard areas is what's required to finish off this game, but the Wildcats still have some defending to do. Now Chase with a quick shot. That one, I think Golvig just maybe got a piece of it with the blocker.
Great job by Shively.
So now Kruk for ASU. Shively shadowing him. Throws it on Goldsvig into the crest, and he makes the save.
And that's what you want to see from the Wildcats, trying to pressure a shot from a not ideal location.
So the Wildcats now need to get a bit more offensive zone time as Garber, I'm sure he's going to get pulled soon, and ASU will go 6-on-5 to try to get this game tied up. So now ASU not able to win that face-off. Good job by Shetland. But the ref gets in the way of Myers, and ASU comes away with possession. A bad break there. Newland, though, not able to get much on it. Wildcats need to make a good decision, but they don't. Puck stays in the zone. Now, so a good opportunity for the Wildcats to recover and make up for their errors there, but Marchant with a good active stick breaks that up. Ziegler in a race against Butler. Ziegler wins the race, puts it across to Hodgson. Hodgson now to Ziegler. Ziegler backhands it up to Jesse Lowell as the Wildcats look to get out of the zone, but they can't do it. And that one will go all the way down for icing. Definitely thought Olsen could have maybe skated on to that one.
I think he milked that a little bit there.
So an icing call here against some tired Wildcats out there at the moment. A huge face-off here with 2:15 left to go. Wildcats up by 1 on the go-ahead goal from Michael Pizzo. So it'll be Robinson in to take the face-off against Shetland. Robinson's able to win it to Tillman, but he can't get much on the shot. Ziegler, good pass there to get the puck out of the zone. Wildcats need a change, and they get it. But that gives Marchant some time to skate in, drops it back to Kylie Ram. They try to go to the slot, broken up there by Swiger. Now Hodgson, over to Ziegler. Ziegler, good patience to wait that out, as Shetland needed a change, but you don't want to take a too many men on the ice penalty, especially with 1:45 left to go. Hodgson and Ziegler, though, have been out there for a long time. So the Wildcats need to just get possession and get this cleanly out of the zone. Curley, he's content to push that into the board. Still 1:30 left to go, and now Garber, he goes to the net, to the bench. Swiger gets it over into the skates of Dylan Walker, though. I don't know if Swiger realized the net was empty. So 6-on-5 here, an empty net for ASU. Walker tying up his man. ASU looking for one final rush with 1:12 left to go. Nothing on that shot. Wildcats throw it down the ice, but it's going to go for icing with 1:03 left to go. Maybe Chad Burman takes his time out here, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, I have a couple pretty tired Wildcats out on the ice.
So it's going to be, I think, maybe ASU calling a timeout, and they do. So ASU calls the timeout as they try to get things drawn up, get their top line out there, try to get a play off the face-off. And the Wildcats with 1:04 left to go to finish out this Saturday game, which has just been full of eventful moments, to say the least. A lot of emotions on the ice and up here in the booth.
Yeah, and the Sundevils making a little comeback in the third period, looking a lot more solid.
Well, after Goldsvig went in relief, ASU was able to score 2 in a matter of about a minute. And then they came out and scored the goal to tie it up. But the Wildcats, good effort from Michael Pizzo, was able to get the go-ahead goal. And that go-ahead goal is still the only thing standing between the Wildcats and the weekend sweep. So 1:04 left to go, empty net for ASU. Most important face-off of the season for the Wildcats. We'll see who Chad Burman entrusts as the Wildcats kind of embrace and huddle up, as they know what this means, this last minute and 4 seconds, especially for the graduating seniors, where this will be their final regular season game on home ice. Obviously, the Coyotes alumni game not filled with quite as much emotion. That's just more of a fun exhibition. But this is everything right now for this Wildcats group. So ASU trying to have 7 skaters out there. You can't do that. So now Josephson Robinson wins the faceoff. ASU sets up. Great shot block by Brian Erickson. Can Jesse Lowell get there? He just can't. But Brian Erickson with a fantastic effort. Josephson, what a skill move. Doesn't get the empty netter, but gets it in. All alone, pins it up against the boards. 45 seconds left to go. And now ASU, they'll look to get the rush going. Now Robinson over the blue line. Good stick there by the senior Shively. But 34 left to go in this game, and a miscommunication by ASU leads the puck to get down the ice. Josephson switches out. 22 seconds left to go in this game. John Shively gets it up to Erickson. He's got the red line and gets it in. 15 seconds left. Jack Curley tries to get the empty netter. 10 seconds left to go. Can the Wildcats hold on? Kylie Ram feeds it middle. Quick shot there. Nate Goldsvig with the save! And the Wildcats sweep the weekend series against ASU. Time to head back to Phoenix, boys. This is U of A ice, and the Wildcats hold on for a massive win to finish off the regular season. So many tense moments in this game. But one of the best parts of hockey is, despite the amount of hatred between these two rivals, they're still going to line up for the handshake line. One of the best traditions in hockey is the mutual respect of the handshake line, as ASU did everything they could to try to get back into this game, but the U of A fight and claw and scrape and are able to get the win for the graduating seniors, who this will be their last time playing in front of the Tucson crowd. And what a crowd it has been on a Saturday afternoon. So a fantastic game here as the Wildcats, I don't think the Wildcats are gonna line up for the handshake. Nope. So much for that tradition. ASU simply, the Wildcats 2. I'm not going to say what Chad Burman is thinking, but after what ASU did to TJ DeMillionaire with Burman running him, Chad Burman tells his group, they didn't show us any respect. We don't need to show them respect. So this is an instance, the first time I've seen this, Garrett, but I can understand the way Burman's thinking after what transpired in this game.
Yeah, I definitely think it is a smart decision.
So I completely understand what Chad Burman is thinking. ASU showed absolutely no remorse after they took out TJ DeMillionaire, continued the chirping, continued the scrums, and U of A. So for the first time, I mean, this rivalry is intense as it could ever be, as the U of A gives ASU the forks down and tells them to get off the ice. So I'm sure the U of A crowd is loving this. Just such an interesting finish to this game. And people talk about the hatred between rivals. And you saw it all come out as the Wildcats not willing to give ASU any respect, but they give the crowd the respect they deserve. So thank you so much to everyone who has tuned into the broadcast this season. It's been a pleasure working these games, as it always is. And a fantastic finish to the season. I mean, especially with TJ being able to return to the bench and the Wildcats fighting all the way through the third period to get the win. So it wasn't, for anyone wondering, it wasn't the ref that stopped the handshakes, I don't believe. I believe Chad Burman just simply told his group, because of what happened during this game and Erdman running TJ DeMillionaire the way that he did, You know, I think it was a matter of they didn't show us any respect. Why do we need to show them any? This was not your typical rivalry game, Garrett.
Yeah, definitely a great weekend for the Wildcats. Sebastian, who do you think the MVP was for this weekend?
It's tough to say. It was a group effort all around. I think the MVP tonight, probably Brody Selman with 3 points, but I got to give the MVP on Thursday to TJ. He was fantastic in net. And also just a big shout out to Nate Golsvig. You know, mentally, that's such a tough position to come into in the game. And in the very dying moments, he makes a huge save. So the Wildcats salute the Tucson faithful for the final time this regular season. So great to see the Tucson community supporting the legacy of Wildcat hockey. So Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane. That will do it for the regular season. Thank you so much, Wildcat fans. We'll be back to bring you the Coyotes alumni game on the 24th. But that will do it for the regular season. Sebastian Janik with Garrett Kane. This is Wildcat Hockey.